Good morning. These are your Nassau Guardian highlights for Friday, February 13th, 2026, brought to you by your Daily Bahamas headlines, especially for people on the go and those who are visually impaired. We begin with the lead story. Adriel's killer gets 40 years. Chris Ferguson was sentenced to 40 years in prison for the murder of 12-year-old Adriel Moxey. Before sentencing, he apologized to the family, admitting he was wrong and saying he would face the consequences of his actions. Prosecutors had initially considered seeking the death penalty, but a plea agreement was reached before the trial began. The judge confirmed that the plea was voluntary before imposing the sentence, bringing legal closure to a case that deeply impacted the nation. Also on the front page, Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis declared that Grand Bahama must change. Speaking at the Grand Bahama Business Outlook, he argued that the island has operated for too long under what he described as a corporatocracy, where corporate interests outweighed public institutions. He stressed that Grand Bahama is not a private enclave, but part of one country, and said government cannot stand by, while key systems like energy, ports, and infrastructure underperform. His remarks come amid ongoing tensions with the Grand Bahama Port Authority and debate over the proposed government acquisition of the Grand Bahama Power Company. The Prime Minister urged business leaders not to filter important development issues through partisan politics. In regional news, Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley secured a third consecutive term after her party swept all 30 parliamentary seats. She promised continued progress in healthcare, public safety, and transportation. Locally, the Organization for Responsible Governance has launched a voter education campaign called Pathway to the Polls ahead of the 2026 general election. The initiative aims to better prepare Bahamians to participate confidently and knowledgeably in the voting process. On the tourism front, Director General Latia Duncombe reported an 11% increase in stopover arrivals from Canada, supported by expanded airlift from major carriers. Although there was a slight dip in overall air arrivals last year, officials attribute some of that to weather disruptions and remain optimistic following record-breaking overall visitor numbers. The Bahamas has also adopted the Commonwealth NADI Declaration to uphold democracy and the rule of law. Attorney General Ryan Pinder joined other law ministers in committing to strengthen democratic institutions, protect human rights, and improve access to justice across member states. In the editorial, The Guardian reflects on the theme of love, encouraging Bahamians to live out the words, "one people united in love and service." The piece argues that without love and unity, national progress will remain out of reach. Letters to the editor examine U.S.-Caribbean relations, with one writer arguing that insufficient American engagement has allowed China to expand its influence in the region. On the opinion page, a columnist weighs in on U.S.-Iran tensions, urging strong action in response to reported unrest and alleged crackdowns on protesters. Those are your Nassau Guardian highlights for this Friday. For full details on these stories and many more, be sure to purchase a copy of today's Nassau Guardian or visit their website to read the complete edition and additional coverage. Staying informed strengthens our communities and our democracy. An informed nation is an empowered nation. Enjoy your day, be blessed, and be a blessing.